Hi, thank
Hello.
you so much for meeting me for this interview.
Thank you for choosing me, Naomi.
Of course. Okay, so I have a few questions to ask you about your job. Could you tell us a little bit about your current job title and position and how long you've been in this role?
I have my own business, so I'm technically the president and CEO. How long have I had this title? This particular business I started in 2013, but I've been in this particular industry since about 2005.
Okay, cool. How did you land this position?
Well, again, since I started the business myself, in 2005, I was looking to make a change from a traveling job that I had after relocating to Florida. And a friend of mine presented an opportunity to me that allowed me to work from home or from any location that I wanted to. And I thought it would be a great opportunity, and I kind of ran with it from there. And that was in like 2004.
Sounds good. Do you work with a lot of people in your environment, or do you just have a settled amount of employees?
A relatively small number of people that work with me, but I do work with a number of other people from other businesses. So the direct relationships with people from my company are only about 7 or 8, but within the industry, I mean, I'm dealing with usually different people every day. We have meetings that I have to participate in. So there are dozens, if not hundreds of companies that I've dealt with over the years.
Cool. Okay, so how does this style impact your work? Like, is it more challenging not working with a lot of people, or do you find it easier to work more independently?
So it has its pluses and minuses. When you're working, I do like working independently. One of my downfalls as a manager or a senior person in any kind of role is that and I've identified this, I try to fight it, I micromanage a little too much. So I have a problem in assigning tasks and letting people run with them. So being able to run a lot of those tasks myself independently actually helped me combat that. Now, that doesn't mean that I still don't try to work around or make improve on that weakness, but having less people to work with or less people reporting to me has made me more efficient.
Okay, cool. What was your inspiration to start a business?
In this case, it was when I was working for a company. I worked for a number of different companies. When I moved to Florida, I was traveling primarily 5 to 6 days a week, and I looked for some opportunities here. I thought my skill set and the work that I put in was recognized by the companies, but maybe not to the degree that I felt was really, I don't want to say I was due more, but I don't think I was given the recognition that I should have been given. And the opportunity presented itself. It was kind of I don't know, match made in heaven, but the opportunity was there. I was feeling a little disenfranchised, so it kind of just fell into place.
So you like getting recognition from your job and what you do?
Well, everyone likes to get recognition.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they should get paid more for what they do. I mean, that's a general feeling from people. But in this particular case, in the jobs that I worked at, I always found that, or I felt that I was doing a lot more than what was required of me, and yet not necessarily getting either the pay or advancement that I felt was due.
Okay. What was your major in college?
So when I started college, I had no major. My parents, neither one of them went to college, but they felt that I should go to college. So as a youth, my parents just told me, you need to go to college. They didn't give me any more direction than that, so I went to college. I went to a local college, Queens College in New York, that was very close to my house, and I started with liberal arts. One of the classes I took was computer science, an introduction to computer science, and I excelled at it and I enjoyed it. So at that point, that's when I chose that and followed through. So I have a computer science degree.
Oh, nice. How would you define your purpose in life?
Wow. How would I define my purpose in life? I think primarily it's to be with my family, and again, that's one of the benefits that this, starting my own business and being able to work from home has given me the ability to go to events at their school, be available to help pick the kids up if I need to, chauffeur them around at this point. But primary goal in life, I don't think it has anything to do with work.
Yeah, no, I would expect that. What type of degree would you suggest I should earn in order to work in your career field?
So, in my career field, well, I mean, it's always good to have some sort of computer science degree, at least in the field I'm in. However, a lot of the people that I've had there are various people that work for me. Some are salespeople, some are technical. Salespeople have to have some more business kind of careers. They need to be able to have relationships and develop those relationships, so and understand the business as a whole and be able to communicate well. So sometimes communications and business are good if you are apt to be a salesperson, and salespeople will always be able to find a job and always be able to make money as long as they can make sales. I also have some technical people working for me, and to be perfectly honest, the ones that go to college to get a computer science degree have a good background and basis, but they are constantly having to, and in order to be successful, they constantly have to be updating themselves and learning what is new and most updated in terms of the technology that's available to them. So one of the best developers I've ever had work for me, I think he barely finished high school, but he was just so aggressive. He taught himself programming, and he's constantly learning what's new and most updated and bettering himself along the way. So there's not a specific degree in that front that I could think of. I mean, computer science is a good basis, but it's a foundation.
Okay. What do you like the least about your job?
The least about my job. Well,
It could be hours, it could be constant.
Well, having your own business and being able to work from home, those two things I'll combine into one. It's beneficial, and it's also negative. It's a double-edged sword. So it's great because I'm able to be home, I'm able to be with my family, but it's bad because I'm always home and I'm always accessible to them. At the same time, because I don't have a set hours where I go into the office at 8 and leave at 6 or whatever it is, I'm always at work. There's no time, and that goes along with having your own business. There is no downtime. And I think a lot of people, when they get to a certain point in their career, there is no, I left the office and I checked out. So I think the downside would be that I'm always either at work or at home. There's no differentiation between the two. And then, of course, you're always working. There's not a vacation that I go on where I don't look at emails, respond to emails, reach out to people. I don't think I've had one in 10 to 15 years where that hasn't happened.
One last question. Oh, second to last question, sorry. What motivates you the most to get out of bed in the morning?
So each night I try to put together, and I more often than not I do, I try to put together kind of a roadmap from my day, the next day. So each day I start out going to the gym, and I try to teach my kids this as well. I do prep the night before, even for the gym. I'll put my outfit that I'm going to wear out, so I'm not disturbing anyone when I wake up. I have my gym bag ready, my sneakers ready, the towel that I'm going to bring, and the water bottle ready to fill up. I do that the night before, so I don't have to think that day. when I get back from the gym, I have a pretty static routine, and I already know what I'm going to tackle in my day in general because I have a list of things that I've put out the night before of what I want to do. One, that helps me sleep better at night because sometimes without that to-do list of things, something can hit me, and as I'm thinking about it, it's tough sometimes to go back to sleep, depending on your personality. For me, sometimes it's tough to sleep with that going on, but with that list, I know I have a clear picture of what my day, at least how it will start. Very often there are things that come up that kind of derail that course, but at least I know I have a roadmap for the day. So I'm not going to get up, look at my computer and go, what do I do today?
I do the same thing. And one last question. What tips or suggestions do you have for me to help me pursue in my career choice?
So I know people probably say things like do what you love, find out something you love and run with that. That's a tough thing because people like to watch TV and relax or do things that generally don't make a lot of money. However, someone else said, someone much smarter than me did say, if you find something that you love to do and you don't see or a prosperous future in it, whatever it is, landscaping, let's just say. You'll make some money, you'll earn a good living, but if you don't like landscaping, that's all you'll do with it. If you love it and you truly are in love with what you're doing, and you enjoy every day, that will come through in the work that you put out, and it will get noticed, and now you won't be the everyday landscaper, you'll be like the landscaper that Disney consults with, and now you're at a different level in terms of earning. So the worst thing I think you can do is pick a job purely for monetary gains, because you could be a doctor or a lawyer and be the worst one and hate to get up every day, and yeah, you'll make money, but you might not make as much as if you loved being a lawyer or you loved being a doctor or whatever it was that you loved doing. So yes, there's you say to find out something you love, but how do you figure that out? Intern if you can. Find some place that you like, that you might like to do. Get a job for free, or work for free rather, and see what kind of grabs you. It might be sitting at a desk for a certain number of hours, might be interacting with people. Get a sales job, see if you like doing sales. You have to find different roles and actually put yourself in them to see what you're going to like. It's tough to just choose something randomly and say, well, I want to be an English major. And also when you're picking your major or whatever career path you're going to choose, look to see what kind of jobs that particular major will give you. I mentioned English major. Wonderful major to have. When you're done, what do you do with it? My cousin was telling me, I was asking him what his major was a few years back, and it was music theory. And it's great. He loved playing music, and he figured he would follow that. And I asked him, what could he do with that degree? And he sat there and he wasn't sure. He didn't know what he could do with it. And I'm not saying you need to know, what the exact career path is, but what are the opportunities that are available to you with that major versus potentially another? Like you mentioned, I think business, right? So there are many opportunities with a business degree, but how will you apply it to what you want to follow?
That was very helpful. Thank you for the tip. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
This is quicker than I thought.
Yeah.
I hope I answered everything to you.
You did. Thank you so much.